Beneath the seabed, secrets of the past have been waiting for the right moment to resurface. Now the recent rains and droughts have pulled back the curtain,
Sockets, that's a human skull.
revealing ancient giants and creatures that once roamed the earth.
Holy crap.
Be ready to witness them. Two friends were busy building a sandcastle on the beach when they felt something strange beneath the surface. Things got clear when authorities dug deeper, and to everyone's surprise, they discovered the fossil of a massive crocodile. It seemed that the giant creature had been washed ashore long ago and buried by the sands over time. Now, the fossil is on its way to a museum for everyone to see. No one would have thought that a fun day at the beach would lead to such an incredible discovery. Ice Age bones.
That is what I call a haul.
An explorer was out enjoying the beauty of the lake when something unusual caught his eye along the shore. Bones and teeth were scattered, looking like they belonged to creatures from the Ice Age. Upon closer inspection, he recognized Mastadon teeth, a tapered jaw, a glyptodont jaw, a mammoth spit tooth, and even a rare dugong tusk. It seemed like a local diver might have found them, but forgot to collect the ancient artifacts. This could be a spot where these ancient creatures once roamed. Or maybe there's an even bigger mystery waiting to be revealed. Treasure hunt.
Yep, those are the eye sockets. That's a human skull. That's kind of crazy. I'm gonna put it back.
A group of artifact collectors set out for what they thought would be a typical outing, searching for interesting finds. But what they stumbled upon was far from ordinary. Near the water's edge, a dark object caught their attention. Upon closer inspection, they realized it was a human jawbone. The unease quickly grew when they discovered a human skull, half buried just a short distance away. Shocked by the discovery, they immediately contacted the police. Authorities arrived and took the remains for forensic testing. You just never know what secrets the past might reveal when you least expect it.
Human skull. That's kind of crazy. I'm gonna put it back.
Lake Mead skeletons. A diver exploring the depths of Lake Mead made a bizarre and surprisingly humorous discovery: human skeletons. At first, he spotted one skeleton locked in a cage, making it seem like some sort of old punishment. As he got closer, he noticed it was wearing goggles. How strange. Then behind it, more skeletons were sitting on chairs. It looked like these people had been trapped here by some supernatural force. But when the diver returned to shore, he learned the truth. It wasn't a crime scene, but a clever art installation set up to surprise divers. An underwater party like no other. Valley of Whales.
Wow, that's the skull?
Yes, exactly. The tooth socket is right there.
Amazing.
Whales. In the desert? It sounds unbelievable, but there's a place in Egypt called the Valley of the Whales. It is filled with fossils from about 1,000 ancient whales. The area covers 200 square kilometers, and if you look closely, you'll see massive bones, like vertebrae and skulls, sticking out of the cliffs. Some of them are even whole skeletons. But here's the question: how did these whales end up so far from the ocean? The nearest sea is nearly 200 kilometers away. According to paleontologists, the desert was once a sea. When they explored, they found shark teeth and what looked like mangrove roots, proving this place was once underwater. Roach Ness monster.
I swear to God, this fish better not f***ing eat me now. Look at them f***ing teeth on.
In 2015, a bizarre creature washed ashore at Hollingworth Lake in Rochdale, England, sparking quite the buzz. The 5-foot-long animal had a wide mouth packed with sharp teeth, earning it the nickname Roach Ness Monster. Photos of the strange find quickly spread online, fueling speculation about what it could be. Experts later determined the creature was a pike, a large fish common to the lake that can grow over 4 feet long. Its decomposed state gave it an unusual and eerie appearance, leading to the initial confusion. While the mystery was solved, it's a story locals still love to tell.
Fuck's sake, man, this thing's humongous! Check that gob!
Ancient bison skull.
It's big. Holy crap.
Museum workers were searching a canal for old relics when one of them made an incredible find. As he dived into the water, he felt something heavy at the bottom. When he pulled it out, it turned out to be a large, worn-out bone. A bison skull. This bison may have roamed the area thousands of years ago, back when the landscape was completely different. Or perhaps ancient floods carried it to this spot. Either way, it was a lucky discovery that's now displayed in the museum, connecting visitors to a piece of ancient history.
Good job, Joe.
Thanks, Ron.
You're welcome.
Megalodon Teeth. A team of scuba divers was on a mission to find Megalodon teeth in a river. As they searched through the dark waters, they came across their target. Not just 1 or 2, but over 100 Megalodon teeth. Experts believe this area could have been a feeding or migration spot for the ancient predator, frozen in time. This incredible discovery is now being studied to reveal more secrets about the giant shark that once ruled the oceans millions of years ago. It's definitely one of the coolest discoveries from the deep. Creepy skeleton.
Olha pra isso.
An exterminator was sealing insect holes outside a house when he noticed green eyes peering at him. He spotted green eyes in one hole and thought it might be an owl skeleton. But when he pulled it out, it was something way weirder. A human-like skeleton with a strange, dark appearance. It didn't look entirely human, sparking talk of cryptids and even aliens. Now, the family's planning to dig up their whole yard to see what else might be hiding down there. For now, no one knows what they'll find next.
Olha essa imagem.
Giant Greek helmet. Some ancient artifacts tell us big stories about their owners. A viral video recently showed an enormous Corinthian helmet that left viewers shocked. This Greek warrior helmet, dating back to the 7th century BCE, was so large it towered above the divers, suggesting it was made for someone much bigger than today's people. The helmet seemed to be designed in a way to protect both the head and neck. It was found in underwater park La Atlantida. Now this massive piece stands as a powerful reminder of the strength and heroism of ancient Greek warriors. Giant mystery. In 2017, a worker from an oil and gas company spotted something unbelievable while using a remote underwater vehicle. There was a massive spine measuring 30 meters long, which is far larger than any known marine creature in the area. Experts, including scientists and biologists, couldn't identify it. Some thought it might belong to an oarfish, but this spine was 4 times larger than the largest oarfish ever recorded. The video was shared online for suggestions, but the mystery remains unsolved yet. Could this be evidence of a creature we've yet to discover? Hidden warships. In the summer of 2022, a massive drought in Europe did more than just drying up the rivers. It revealed some crazy secrets. Along the Danube River in Serbia, Nazi warships from World War II surfaced. These ships had been sunk back in 1944 by the retreating Black Sea Fleet as Soviet forces closed in. With the water level super low, about 20 shipwrecks popped up near the town of Prahovo. Some of these wrecks are still loaded with unexploded ammunition, making them a real hazard to nearby ships. And if one of those ships hit, it could cause huge damage. According to experts, the cost to remove the wrecks and explosives is a whopping $30 million. This cleanup is going to be a massive job. Buried secrets. During the digging for London's new super sewer, workers discovered a skeleton still wearing boots. It was found on the riverbank, and after some investigation, archaeologists discovered it was over 500 years old, dating back to the medieval period. The boots, with their strong, reinforced toe caps, made it clear that this person had likely been a laborer working along the Thames. What happened to them? Maybe they met an untimely end while doing their job. It's just one of those wild discoveries that show how much history lies beneath our feet. Gold in Euphrates. As the Euphrates River shrank due to years of little rain, miners found a treasure. It was gold scattered in the riverbed, resembling shiny pebbles. Miners wasted no time collecting the treasure, but the discovery has left people divided. Many recall the prophetic saying about the Euphrates revealing its gold, but warning against taking it. Others believe the gold may have washed down from a hidden mountain nearby, sparking fears of potential conflict over this newfound wealth. Whatever the reason, finding gold in a shrinking riverbed was nothing short of extraordinary. Mastadon Discovery. In Florida, a diver set out to explore the murky waters of a swamp, not expecting much more than a regular dive. On his first descent, he spotted what looked like a giant rock at the bottom. But when he picked it up, he realized it wasn't a rock at all. It was a massive tooth, and it belonged to an Ice Age giant. Turns out, it was a mastodon tooth. These ancient creatures, related to mammoths and elephants, roamed the earth during the Ice Age. Determined to discover more, the diver went back down, and this time found a complete mastodon jaw weighing over 25 pounds. Now, these discoveries have been added to a long list of his underwater finds.
Oh my god.
That's really nice.
Look at that.
River monster. After a huge storm hit the beach near Southampton, England, locals discovered something incredible in the morning. Scattered across the sand were massive bones and remains, with just one tailpiece as big as a tree. The strange carcass puzzled everyone, even the experts who came to check it out. Some folks thought it might be a legendary sea dragon from deep ocean stories, while others wondered if some prehistoric creature had been revealed from the seafloor. What do you think this mysterious giant could have been? Strange resting place.
You know what I think this is?
It looks like a box of human
It does.
Two scuba divers were exploring a murky lake when they came across a small box, covered in dirt and surrounded by stones. They decided to open it and found gray ashes inside. It soon became clear that the box held someone's remains. In some cultures, like Hinduism, ashes are placed in rivers or lakes after someone passes away. The divers, understanding the significance, closed the box gently and placed it back where they found it, not wanting to disturb this peaceful resting place. The experience left them with a deep sense of respect for the tradition and the cycle of life.
Let's go put it back over here. Here.
Mammoth Tusks. In Florida, a team of scuba divers set out on a fossil hunting expedition and made an incredible discovery. Deep underwater, they found a pair of Colombian mammoth tusks, measuring between 5 and 7 feet long. Handling these tusks wasn't easy. They are extremely fragile, crumbling easily during drying or preservation. With careful work, the team managed to stabilize the tusks and bring them to the surface. Colombian mammoths, the largest of their kind, stood 13 feet tall and roamed the earth 1.5 million years ago, going extinct just over 11,000 years ago. These tusks are now proudly displayed in a museum. Remarkable discoveries. In China, villagers got a shock when water levels in the Hongmen Reservoir dropped during renovations, revealing a massive Buddha statue from beneath the surface. According to archaeologists, it was hidden underwater since the 1950s when the reservoir was built. For the locals, it feels like a blessing, and visitors are flocking to see this incredible piece of history up close. Meanwhile, in India and Cambodia, another incredible discovery was made: 1,000 carved Shiva lingas. These sacred symbols of Lord Shiva are found along riverbanks, and one site in Cambodia is now considered the largest Hindu temple outside of India. Sasquatch Skull.
Clearly, there is the ocular canal.
With the increase in search of Bigfoot proofs, experts found an actual Sasquatch skull, one of the rarest pieces of evidence ever found. They studied its enormous size, much larger than a human's, and detected radioactivity, which further baffled them. The skull's unique features confirmed it wasn't human. Researchers even suggested that Sasquatch may have had advanced communication abilities, surpassing dolphins and ravens. Meanwhile, in Utah, a man believed he found the fossilized head of Bigfoot during a hike. Upon examination, it turned out to be a highly weathered rock. But the search for Bigfoot continues, with both discoveries keeping the mystery alive. Lost Doron? On a diving trip to Anura, near Sagami Bay in Kanagawa Prefecture, a diver spotted something that wasn't a fish or a shell. It was Doron. Yes, the robot cat from the beloved anime and manga. But this wasn't the happy, active Doraemon everyone knows. He looked like he'd been forgotten underwater, sad and out of place. Some fans even compared it to a scene from Doraemon, Nobita and the Tin Labyrinth, where aliens capture and torture him. The creators haven't said anything about this weird discovery yet. Could it be just a forgotten prop? Or is there more to this underwater mystery? Scary voodoo doll. In the depths of a rainforest, some locals found a creepy voodoo doll hidden among the trees. They decided to wash it in a nearby stream, but as soon as the doll touched the water, it started making scary sounds. They poked it with a stick to see if it was alive, but that only made things worse. Its face became even scarier. And when they left it behind, they thought it was over. But the doll wasn't done. It kept showing up in the water, as if it was following them. Looks like they disturbed something they shouldn't have, and now it's haunting them. Old truck. What started as an ordinary dive soon turned into an unexpected discovery. With barely a foot of visibility, a diver spotted something strange. A vehicle upside down in the riverbed. At first, it was hard to make out, but soon the diver noticed wooden spokes emerging from the murky water. It wasn't a car, it was an old truck. Only the bottom part of the wheels and engine were visible, but closer inspection revealed a wooden floorboard, a truck bed, and a heavy chain. The crank handle at the front made it clear this truck was ancient, needing manual cranking to start. It seems like this truck may have been lost or abandoned when the river was once a key transport route. Just another forgotten relic buried beneath the water. Ancient artifacts. Near the Dnipro River, a team of archaeologists made an exciting discovery. An ancient anchor from the 18th century believed to have been used in a war. This isn't their first find. Just months earlier, they uncovered another anchor from a different time period. The new anchor, made of wood and metal, is surprisingly well preserved. The recent explosion at the Kakhovka Dam has made the river shallower, revealing all sorts of hidden relics. Boats, ship fragments, and even an entire underwater village from the Kievan era. This settlement had been submerged for centuries, so no one had seen it before. However, treasure hunters are now flocking to the area, hoping to steal valuable artifacts. Authorities are stepping up security to protect the finds. Black Blob.
Not toxic, they're just slimy and alien.
A team of explorers came across a wild thing while checking out the Pacific coast. They spotted a giant black blob in the water. At first, they couldn't tell what it was, but as they got closer, they realized it was a Black Sea hare, a massive sea slug. These creatures are found near the coast, and their size can be pretty surprising. Though it might look slimy and alien, the sea slug isn't dangerous. They spent some time observing it before carefully letting it return to the ocean. Would you be brave enough to get that close to such a strange sea slug? Shark in the canal? In a city canal, you might expect boats or ducks, but definitely not a shark. Yet locals in Birmingham were left stunned when they spotted a shark fin gliding through the water. With the city miles away from the sea, it didn't make sense. And the National Sea Life Center has sharks in tanks, but they're not out cruising the canals. It seemed like this shark had taken a wrong turn. Experts rushed over to check it out, but by the time they got there, the fin had disappeared. Maybe it just wanted to explore the city. Lost Lagoon's blob. Vancouver's Lost Lagoon has some pretty strange secrets. When water levels dropped, marine biologists spotted a weird jelly-like blob that looked almost like a brain. Turns out, it was a bryozoan, a whole colony of tiny creatures living together under a slimy layer. What's cool is that these colonies start as a single larva and grow by cloning themselves. And the little creatures, called zooids, are hermaphrodites. They might look gross, but don't worry, they won't hurt you. At most, they'll leave a slimy residue behind. With their unusual looks and unique way of life, these blobs definitely made Lost Lagoon even more mysterious. Red-tailed fish.
Something strange swimming in the lagoon. No one knows what it is.
Earlier this year, visitors to New Orleans City Park Lagoon spotted something unusual swimming beneath the surface. A fish with bizarre scales and a bright red tail. The strange creature quickly became the talk of the town. Marine experts examined the footage but couldn't identify it. Was it a genetically modified fish, a released pet, or even a mini sea monster? Speculations ran wild, but none solved the puzzle. One thing's for sure, the lagoon's secrets just got a lot deeper. Sewer slugs. In London, workers went into a clogged sewer to fix it. They weren't prepared for what they found. One of them spotted a creepy creature with a segmented body and worm-like tails. It was unlike anything they'd seen before. They called it a sewer slug, but it was much larger than usual. Some believe it could have evolved from common slugs or eels that ended up in the sewers and adapted to the conditions there. It's crazy how such creatures live right near us, and we remain completely clueless. River Guardian. Villagers have long whispered about a ghost guarding a nearby river. They say anyone who gets too close at night vanishes without a trace. So, a group of brave YouTubers decided to investigate, hoping to catch the ghost on camera. What they found, though, was even stranger. A 3-meter-long, dark, hairy, deformed figure in the water. It looked like something out of a local legend, a Banyu ghost. But when the locals saw the footage, they weren't so sure. They believed it was just waterlogged tree roots or thick grass. But no matter what it really was, the river still holds its eerie reputation. Massive fish. While fishing in the Caloosahatchee River near Fort Myers, Florida, some boaters pulled up something totally unexpected from the water. The creature looked super strange, like something from prehistoric times. As they looked closer, they realized they'd caught an arapaima, a massive fish that's only supposed to live in the Amazon River. This one was already 4 feet long, though they can grow up to 10 feet and weigh hundreds of pounds. Wildlife officers collected this out-of-place fish, which had no business swimming in Florida's waters. How crazy would it be to catch an Amazon River monster while fishing in Florida? Fisherman's Fright. A fisherman was in the middle of a river, focused on catching some fish when things took a strange turn. Suddenly, his kraken was pulled hard by something underwater. He quickly managed to reel it back, but the water around his boat exploded with splashes before he could relax. It looked like huge unknown sea creatures were surrounding him. When the video went online, viewers cleared up the mystery. Those creatures were actually manatees. These calm, curious marine animals are completely harmless and often enjoy being around humans. What started as a tense moment turned out to be a friendly encounter with some playful manatees. Petrified fossils. A team of explorers came across what looked like a simple rock, but something about it felt different. There was a crack right in the center. Curious, they carefully pried it open, and inside, they discovered a perfectly preserved nautilus and ammonite fossil, seemingly petrified. The fossil's condition was unbelievable. Perhaps it was trapped during a sudden natural event millions of years ago, freezing the creatures in time. Or maybe the rock itself had formed around them, creating a protective shell. Whatever the story, the preservation was remarkable. Lucky garden? A man was digging in his garden, preparing to plant, when he struck something hard. To his surprise, black liquid began pouring out. Word of his oil discovery spread quickly, and people wondered, was he about to become a millionaire? The answer, however, was no. Experts quickly revealed that the black liquid wasn't oil at all. It was actually part of an old Orangeburg sewer line made from tar paper during World War II due to a shortage of metal. The black liquid was sewage, not oil, and it had been sitting there, blocked for years. The man's garden wasn't going to make him rich, but it certainly made for an interesting story. Stranded whale. In Fuerteventura, locals were amazed to see a giant carcass had washed up near the port. Authorities, along with marine experts, quickly arrived at the scene to investigate and found the carcass belonged to a 20-meter-long male whale. Using a crane, the team carefully lifted the enormous body out of the water. Once on land, experts began an autopsy to uncover the cause of demise. They suspect the whale may have died naturally before drifting to shore. After the tests, the plan is to bury it and let nature take over. Later, the cleaned skeleton will be displayed in a marine museum, a lasting tribute to this majestic ocean giant. Horned crocodile. Deep inside the flooded caves of Madagascar, a team of researchers found a perfectly preserved skull of a long-extinct crocodile species, the horned crocodile. This croc disappeared around 2,000 years ago, right around the time humans arrived on the island. Unlike the Nile crocodile, which still roams Madagascar today, the horned croc was smaller and may have been outcompeted by its fiercer cousin. This rare find could hold the key to unlocking the mystery of its extinction and shed light on crocodile evolution. Scientists are hoping to extract DNA from the skull to know more about this ancient species and its role in the crocodile family tree. Old fish fossil.
The fossil of a 90-million-year-old fish.
While taking part in a fishing tournament along the Missouri River near Yankton, South Dakota, a fisherman thought he'd snagged a rock. But as he paddled closer, he realized it wasn't just any rock. It was something much more surprising. Initially thinking it was a catfish or deer skeleton, he snapped a quick photo and shared it online. Experts quickly jumped in, identifying the find as a 90-million-year-old fish fossil. Though he didn't win the tournament, his discovery made quite a splash. A biologist from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers confirmed the find. turning a regular fishing day into a memorable piece of history. Canal surprise.
Yeah, we're at DeSoto Park to see all the manatees.
In a quiet Florida town, townspeople rushed out of their homes after seeing the canal in front of their houses, filled with hundreds of creatures. At first, they weren't sure what they were, but soon realized the animals were manatees, large, gentle sea creatures known for their peaceful nature. Manatees often seek warm waters, and during colder months, they sometimes leave the open sea to find sheltered, warmer places like canals. The large group likely gathered there to rest in the perfect temperature. Once the weather warmed up again, they quietly made their way back to the open waters, disappearing into the sea once more.
Park to see all the manatees. Canal.
Alien fetus. In Peru, a local found a strange, tiny, deceased body near a river. He put it in a bowl and shared the video online, and it quickly caught everyone's attention. The creature had a big head, thin arms and legs, and gray skin that didn't look like anything we've ever seen before. As the camera zoomed in, a cut on its neck suggested it didn't meet a peaceful end. People started claiming it was an alien fetus. Who knows? If scientists get their hands on it, we might learn some mind-blowing things that could change how we see the universe. Bigfoot footprints? An explorer was out walking in the woods, hoping to find some clues about the mysterious creatures that might be roaming the area. Then, he spotted them, huge footprints in the mud. The rain had washed away most of the print, but what was left behind was scary enough. The tracks were so big that even from a distance, they were impossible to miss. He decided to keep going, hoping for more answers. But eventually, the footprints faded. He was sure these prints belonged to a cryptid creature, most likely Bigfoot, living somewhere nearby. But nothing could be said for sure until clear proof is found. Whale in pond. In the middle of Madrid, people were shocked to find what looked like a whale in a pond. It was huge and had everyone wondering how it ended up there. Some thought it was an accident, while others believed it might be a weird prank. As authorities arrived to investigate, they soon realized the truth. This wasn't an actual whale. It was a cleverly crafted sculpture created as part of an art installation. Still, it made for an unforgettable moment, sparking conversations and drawing crowds to witness this whale in the most unlikely place. It's time for today's open discussion. Recently, scientists discovered 3,000-year-old several mummified crocodiles in Egypt. These crocodiles, found near a tomb, were part of an ancient ritual. X-ray scans revealed that one of the crocodiles had been caught from the wild, and inside its stomach, they even found a fish and a fishhook. This discovery gave experts a view into how the ancient Egyptians might have captured these creatures. Crocodiles were deeply connected to Sobek, the Egyptian god of fertility, and were often involved in religious ceremonies. It's crazy to think about how the Egyptians combined respect and fear for these animals, showing just how deeply they were woven into their beliefs.